Well, which states probably have the worst cops? And I can probably tell you probably New York, New Jersey, or New York City, New Jersey, California. Maybe a state that has the best would be New Hampshire. New Hampshire. I think the more crowded a state is, the more population, the worse it is. And the solution is all the time they're making them more militarized. The police are kind of like, I don't know. And I don't even know what people get out there and protest on the street for. It's kind of nonsense because if you're paying your taxes, you're freaking subjecting yourself to slavery anyway. So, and then how do you get out of that? I don't know. I mean, that's really what it is. I mean, you're just talking like when you're out there doing a protest. You got these guys out there greeting you. I don't know what they're going to do, but there's good ones and bad ones. But in New York, New Jersey, and this is what gets me. They'll tell you like the worst, most corrupt states are like, well, they have Florida up there. Florida is pretty bad. It could be Mississippi, Alabama, it could be some of the southern states, California, Illinois, even Alaska, for crying out loud, even South Dakota. But they don't tell you a lot in detail. I could tell you, I think New York City and Northeast New Jersey, which is like a borough of New York City, and Long Island are extremely corrupt. Now if they had cops like this out there parading down the street, I think the other cops would be too busy fraternizing with these cops to be doing too much wrong. So I think this would be a good thing, and it would actually, because most cops aren't really doing anything. I mean, they go after. It depends on who they are. I mean, if it's a car accident, a life-saving life-saving situation. Yeah, I mean, sometimes cops really see a lot of bad stuff and do a lot of good things. But then there's bad cops too, and I can tell you, I think there's a lot more bad cops than they admit in the Northeast. Now in Florida, maybe it's not as bad, but it is bad. I know that it's bad everywhere. To tell you the truth. And again, a couple things you probably never heard of. New York PD, New York Police Department cops allowed 20 get-out-of-jail-free cards for friends and family per year. Now, I know about this kind of stuff because really, it's beyond that. If you know a cop, or you know the district attorney, or somebody in your family's a judge or a prosecutor, or city councilman, mayor, or whatever the hell it is, you're gonna get away with a lot of stuff. That's just how it is, man. Or if somebody in your family's an attorney, you're gonna get away with a lot of stuff. I mean, that's just how it is. Professional people get away with a lot more stuff too. But there used to be 30 get out of jail free cards given per member. Now they reduced it to 20. Used to be 20 for the retiree cops. They reduced it down to 10. So, this is not actually all that goes on. And I could tell you, even in small towns, this is New York City, but I can tell you, even in small towns in New Jersey, small towns, not even the big towns, there's cops in there that get salaries. I'm just talking not somebody high up, just a regular cop getting over six figures, over $100,000 a year. And they're dirty. I mean, there's drugs, all kinds of junk going on. It's like, I don't know if YouTube's going to like this video or not. I'm just telling you, man, I know this crap's going on. I knew it forever. Relatively speaking, Florida's better, but I can tell you Florida's screwed up too. As a matter of fact, one of the things they got everywhere with cops, especially, in Florida too. I mean, you're not going to get away with as much in Florida as you will up in New Jersey and New York. But they got in Florida, like in other words, if you resign and say you're at, I don't know, Orange County and you go to Volusia County, well, if you resign Orange County cop, you go to Volusia County, you start a new thing. It's like they don't even trace what the hell you did. They don't even know. It's like all hush hush. And that's how a bad cop just gets right back on there, right? So, PBA, controversial boss Patrick Lynch apparently made a decision to limit the annual number of event cards. And this is annual, so it's not every 10 years, 5 years, lifetime, annual. Given to each active member of the NYPD from 30 to 20 while having retirees, so that's a get out of jail free cards, while retirees getting 10 to 20, from 20 to 10 per year. So, and the cards were being sold prices for over excess of $200 a card on eBay. You know, imagine that. Go on eBay, buy yourself a get out of jail card, man. I mean, that's really what it is. I mean, there's people. You know, I'll give you an example. There's people with 5 DUIs. I've never had a DUI in my life. I don't drink or nothing, right? But and they still got a license. If you got enough money and you go to all the courses and you got enough attorneys and you got enough pull, no problem. You know, you pay insurance be real high, but hey, no problem. This is going on right now with Mayor de Blasio, right? So no comment from Mayor de Blasio. Now, get on to New Jersey. In New Jersey, basically, if you're talking about South Jersey, well, South Jersey's screwed up too. I mean, it's all over, you know. And you know, I can't really leave the South out of this. I mean, there's corruption in the police in Georgia. I know about this in Tennessee, Alabama, Florida. You know, all over. South Dakota, California. I mean, Utah, for crying out loud. Even everywhere, right? But New Jersey and New York really are, you know, it's amazing how they stay out of the limelight. I'm going to comment a little more on this too, besides the police angle. But, you know, millions of dollars paid in secret settlements to keep the bad cops on the street and the public in danger, right? That's the accusation and story. New Jersey fails to stop police brutality by protecting bad cops with secret settlements. Now, this is kind of going on everywhere, but actually it's worse than, you know, this is what gets me. I see Florida, you know, I live in Florida, right? So Florida is pretty corrupt. It's been up there on a high on the list for corruption, right? But it's amazing how, and New Jersey's been up there, in New York City, yeah, but, you know, they really, the corruption's much more well hidden in New Jersey, Northeast New Jersey, in New York City. And I'm going to tell you some more about this stuff, but it's like, you know, you see that stuff on TV with the classic mafia and all that stuff like that. You know why? There's no, you know what got me? I tell you, I made a comments at my take on, I did a video on my take on that TV show, The Sopranos. I never watched that show ever, and I've been watching video clips on YouTube recently in the last couple months. I was looking at some of them, right? And I could see how it captivated the audience, you know, what the show was about, and you know, these people were making so much money, it was ridiculous, you know. It's like, it's kind of ludicrous. But I can tell you one thing I always said, what I said on this other video about that show was that they make the cops and the FBI look so squeaky clean, and they're not. They're not. That's the thing. And you know what? It's no longer anybody that wants to be a crook is not going to be a crook. They're going to go into politics. They're going to be a cop, or they're going to be, you know, district attorney, prosecutor, judge. They're going to go study for it. They're going to be one of those type of people. That's really why, you know. Or if you want to be a drug dealer, just be a psychiatrist. You can give, you know, you can sell teenage girls that want to have attention, that they got bipolar disorder. They love to be diagnosed with stuff. Oh, these girls, oh, I got bipolar disorder. Feel sorry for me. And they give them Adderall and all kinds of crap, you know? Hey, and you make money off that. Why be illegal about it, you know? So, I mean, that's big business in New Jersey, man. Freaking family counseling, drugs. You know, drugs to fix your family, right? No, you know, why even bother with all the other stuff? It's all legal, you know, it's a game. Pfizer is up there, you know? Parsippany, New Jersey, Pfizer headquarters, right? So killed, beaten, stalked. More than 200 citizens across the state have been victims. More than 200? Way more than 200 have been in recent. I can't even tell you all the stuff I know, man. And it's just, I've not been in New Jersey many, many years. But I even hear stuff from family up there. There's a lot of stuff going on. In many cases, the cops keep their jobs, even get promoted. Well, tens of millions of your tax dollars keep the abuses quiet until now. It just BS. I'm guarantee you this is not now. It's never going away, man. You know, they make it sound like it's all fixed. No way. New Jersey governments across the state, from the smallest towns to some of the largest cities, have spent more than $42 million this decade to cover up debts. It's more than that. Physical abuses, sexual, and, you know, the cops, you know, you wonder, you know, it's a joke that, I mean, you could talk about any prison or jail throughout the whole country. There's drugs going on in there. Who brings them in? The cops, the correctional facility people. It's the whole thing's a garbage, man. I don't even know what the hell we even have this stuff for. It's asinine. I mean, I don't even know what the hell they put people in jail for freaking profit. Really, what it is. It's a system that attorneys. It's good business for attorneys. They make money off this garbage. But it's worse than you think, man. And my solution is, you're never gonna change this crap. But I mean, this might be sex. Well, I don't give a damn if it's sexist. I don't care. Put some hot chicks out there. I mean, first off, that's gonna. I know feminists are gonna go ballistic about this, but the way I look at it is it's gonna be big time diversion for the other cops that are out there, the bad cops. They don't even be thinking about doing their job, which is what you really want. They don't do their job anyway. They do their job when it's easy. Somebody jaywalking, texting on while they're on the phone or something, using their cell phone while they're driving. It's against the law in New Jersey, right? You can't use your cell phone when you're driving. I don't know, not wearing your seatbelt. I don't know, whatever. Rolling through a stop sign, something like that. Taking an open container on the beach. Something like that. That's the kind of stuff. They don't get involved in a lot of heavy duty stuff because actually a lot of them are dirty. A lot of them are. And that's why organized crime went out of business in New Jersey. They just became part of the system. They could be a judge. They could be anybody. They could be the prosecutor. Rudy Giuliani. You look at Rudy Giuliani, right? And look at that guy. He comes to New York. He says, "I'm going to clean up the mafia." Remember that? Way back, he used the RICO laws, which is unconstitutional as all hell, right? Use the RICO laws and all this kind of garbage. What happened during 9/11? He knew about it. I'm surprised the cops didn't go after this guy for that. I was like, he killed all those police and building came down and found a fireman and cops and what did they do? Nothing, right? Giuliani knew about that. I shouldn't say this, man. I'm a little scared to say this, but I see this. I saw something with an interview with the son, Michael Francis, the guy that went to be Jesus. Jesus, I love Jesus. Born again Christian, right? Surprised he didn't say more about Rudy Giuliani. I was like, God, I was really surprised. Then I started thinking, I don't know, maybe something's fishy there. But, I look at it like this, no longer is it lucrative to be like this criminal type. And, actually, you think about it, I look at some of these organized crime things, promoting gambling. It's okay when you lottery tickets and all this kind of crap like that. You're going down and betting on the races in Atlantic City. You can bet on the horse races they're going on in the Meadowlands and stuff. If it's all through the government or whatever the hell it is. If you do it through private enterprise, it's illegal, but you get better odds and it's tax-free, right? If they got psychotropic drugs given to your kids, that's okay. You can do that, but if you give somebody some kind of drugs for recreational purposes, that's illegal. So the people that are in organized crime, they just went into the government and the private professional fields. That's really what went on. I mean, it's right there, man. They're in uniform. That's really what it is. It's a joke and a half. And people think that, this whole thing with the mafia is, I saw that thing where, the hell was that guy? Sonny? I keep calling their father was Sonny. The son was Michael. They were doing a thing with the tax scam on a gasoline tax. But you know what? What the hell did they even pass a gasoline tax for in the first place in 1932? During the height of the Great Depression, because the government needs money? When less money goes into the government, it goes into the real economy. You know what I'm saying? So you look at this crap, but when an Italian does it, it's organized. It's the mafia. But when somebody else does it, it's like a Norwegian German guy or some crap. That's different. It's a white-collar crime. You know, whatever. You know what I mean, right? It's a stereotype, man. It's big time. But my take on this is like you got to make the cops more appealing. You know. Now this is the way I would be very appealed to a cop right here. But here's another angle, and I'm going to tell you what this is kind of burns me up because what you'll see is I'm not sure where the hell it says it down here, but I know about this. What I just saw a big flag when I saw this, but what happened? The multiple family members. You'll see this a lot. You'll see this in the military too, and you'll see the military go into the cops, which is two different things. You know, the military is supposed to seek out, destroy the enemy by fire, maneuver, close combat, whatever, right? Cops aren't supposed to do that kind of stuff. Sometimes it's kind of not good to have people that are ex-military go be police officers. But you know what happens too? You get the whole family involved in this shit. You got military member married to military member for a lot of extra pay and bennies. They know how to milk the system all different ways from Sunday. They help each other out. Then they become cops, and this one becomes a cop, and the father was a cop, the uncle was a cop, then there's a judge, and there's a district attorney, and the whole. And you know what? The whole family, they don't just have 20 or 30 get out of jail free cards. They got unlimited. The families never get in trouble. Basically, they got to like I don't know what they'd have to do to get in trouble. But this is a problem too, because when you're talking about an organized crime family, when you got a bunch of freaking when you got a bunch of law enforcement and former military going into the police force that are all interrelated family members, then you're talking that's worse than a Cosa Nostra. Cosa Nostra is just trying to freaking make some kind of money for themselves, usually providing them a service to the public that the public wants. I mean, they don't make the public freaking do anything. The public wants to bet on a horse race, the public does. The public wants freak recreational drugs, the public does. If they do a tax scam on a gasoline tax, or they get tax-free cigarettes up to New York or whatever, or lower tax cigarettes up to New York, I mean whatever. I mean, it's public's buying the cigarettes, maybe they give them a little discount, and they save a little, they make a little more profit on it, and their profit money gets out in the economy, right? It's amazing that Americans would be like, oh, I'll vote for a tax increase to give it to some government yo-yo that's supposed to freaking make something happen. But they, the Cosa Nostra freaking bitter business enterprise actually does a much better job of that. The problem is today there's no honor in anything anymore, so I mean, God, I wouldn't want to be in that shit. I can tell you right now, because there's no honor in anything, period, anywhere across the board. Everybody's a big me everywhere. And that includes the government, former military, cops, the crooks. Everybody's out for number one. There's no honor in anything. So, like, I'm kind of like avoid all this bullshit, but I'm just commenting on it. But I'm telling you, the situation is the organized crime is actually now the government. But it's like the same kind of people that wanted an angle or a racket. Why take a risk? Why not just be part of the freaking apparatus that's the racket? That's what's going on. That's what really is going on. So they got So when you say, you see the movie The Godfather with the family and all this garbage. This is what you got. This is what you got going on in your law enforcement, man. My grandfather was a cop. My father was a cop. You know what I mean? Maybe the grandfather was a really great guy. Maybe the father was. But then, as you get into each generation, they're getting worse. Especially when you got Miss Poo Poo daughter becomes a cop. I'm like, God, those are the ones that are taught, like, don't take any chance with assailants. So shoot your ass, and, because you had a cell phone on you or something. You know what I mean? I mean, in some ways, something like this, I don't think would shoot you. She wouldn't shoot you. But, the ones that are really uptight feminists probably would, So, anyway. But, what's going, and, I could tell you this, though. Maybe I mentioned this on another video. I didn't monetize it, but, because, YouTube. But, remember this thing where they had the Club Pulse nightclub? thing with Omar? Remember, like when Judge Napolitano told you what happened? He says nobody got shot until nobody was killed until the SWAT team came in there. Then you go on YouTube, go listen to how many shots were fired from the 13-man SWAT team. They each had 30-round magazine each, so 390 rounds, right? Right? 390 rounds, boom, 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 like in 4 or 5 seconds. You think other patrons didn't get killed? Even the police chief said that. But you know, nobody's question is no freaking liberals, no human rights activists, nothing, right? But you know, according to Judge Napolitano, because you know, remember they had all the 911 reports were all freaking scrubbed off the internet. You wonder why they do that, right? I'm bringing this up now because this is Florida. I mean, Florida is actually way better than New York, New Jersey. You know, way better. But it ain't no good either. It's pretty bad too. I mean, it's not like it's all bad, but it's got enough bad elements in it. You see? Nah, I don't know what YouTube's gonna do on this video because you know you can't. It's like they don't like. They call everything that is criticizing the absolute authoritarian power as advertiser unfriendly. You know, but I can tell you, man, this is what's going on, man. I don't even know what the hell. It's kind of weird, you know. The people that in charge of YouTube used to be self-righteous hippies, probably way back. You know, now they're down. They're like they're going along with the powers, you know, which is ridiculous. I don't understand why. But you know, this is the honest truth, though. The more rules we got, and you know, we got a pussified society today. People want more and more rules. But you know what I'm thinking is, you know, when I came down to Florida, this was kind of like a semi-remote area. Now I'm like, it's getting packed in with more people. I'm like, the hell with this shit. I'm getting out of here eventually. I want to get out where it's, in other words, it's not the ultimate solution, but the biggest problem is when you got a lot of people, you know, like a city like New York, hang it up, man. Hang it up. And oh yeah, New York City, gun control like crazy. New Jersey, gun control like crazy. But you got the most corrupt cops, probably in the country. And you know, I can't say, you know, they ain't corrupt in a lot of other places, but they are. But the more people, the worse it is. That's really what it is. You know, to have that convenience of being close to everything just makes it where you lose a lot of your freedoms. And a lot of people don't know about the get out of jail free cards, but you know, it's even beyond that. It's if you know a cop, and even if it's like that in Florida too, you know cops, you know judges, you know this, you get away with all kinds of shit. You do. That's how it is. That's why I really don't want to do business with any of these people. If they got a business and they're cops and stuff like that, unless I know they're really righteous people, I don't want to do business with them. Period. You know, because they got too many angles with it. They're out for number one. They hook each other up. You know, I mean, I really don't respect that. And some people think they think it's great when the law enforcement maybe in a small town has got more of a conservative slant. And I'm like thinking that's good maybe, but you know, suppose they don't. You know what I mean? Suppose they don't have a conservative slant. I mean, suppose they think a different way. I mean, the point is, you know, I think everybody should be able to pursue their own freedoms and do whatever the hell they want without all these asinine rules. Everything out there is designed to freaking make money. And, you know, if you're in law enforcement, you get away with a lot of stuff. And your family gets away with a lot of stuff. Anybody, you know, favors going back and forth. You know, if you got this New York City PD get out of jail card, I mean, it's more than that. I mean, you know, they're offering this formally to cops, but it's beyond that. But you know, if you're a judge and your family's, you know, your family's gonna get away with anything, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? That's how it is. If you're the mayor, you know, you think you see if de Blasio's cousin or something does something, you think the guy's gonna get in trouble? No. I mean, look at Look at Bill Clinton with his brother, Billy Beer, whatever the hell. Remember that guy? He got away with everything, right? Nothing's gonna happen to them. Look at Hillary Rodham's brother too. There was another one. Got out. You know, the Bush family. They look. I mean, that's high up, but it don't matter. You don't even need this formal get out of jail card. But they got a get out of jail card. They actually have these things. And relatively speaking, that makes Florida look squeaky clean. But Florida's not squeaky clean. No way in hell. California's not. Massachusetts not. Connecticut's not. I probably one of your better police forces in the country is going to be out of New Hampshire. You'll live free or die state. Yeah, it's a Yankee state, I know. Now, and I'm actually from New Jersey, so I know what goes on in New Jersey, man. It's the pagan. Oh God, I shouldn't have mentioned that. The Pagan Motorcycle Club. Man, I don't want to say nothing about that shit. I don't feel like getting in trouble here. But they're all involved in it. The police, the mafia, whatever you want to call them, the mafia, whatever. The entrepreneurs. The cops are entrepreneurs. That's what's going on. I mean, why would you be, the movies, boy, the whole thing is like, what justifies the police job? The public thinks you're fighting crime, right? That's why the movies make all these crime things where the criminals are all like clear-cutly the criminals, and it's, nothing's freaking, there's no clear-cut criminal anywhere. Like I said, when you got government, they're all in there, man. The whole family's in the freaking military. The whole family's involved in, the one might be working for the sheriff's office. The one might be a deputy. The one might be, I don't know, district attorney, prosecutor, some bullshit. Another one might be a judge, right? One of them might be on the city council. What? But in New Jersey, they're paying these guys big bucks. And if they got a bad cop, it costs millions and millions of dollars to get them off the roll. They get away with anything, man. Even when it's filmed. You see the stuff on YouTube. They get, I'm like, holy shit. How the hell did this guy freaking get away with this crap, man? I just saw the one on, I don't know if it's on YouTube, but I saw the one where the girl was on a train. And she had her feet up on she was 18 years old. She had her feet. It was Los Angeles, right? She had her feet up on the seat in a train. And she paid for the train ride. And she just had her feet on the seat. The cop told her to take her feet down. She says, why should I take my feet down? There's nothing wrong with that. She says, against the train rules. She has no rules on that. He arrested her. And pulled her off the train. Because she had her feet up on the seat. I was like, what the hell, man? I don't even know why this guy even did that. I don't understand how he got anything out of it. You know what I mean? Usually the cops, like, if they do something like, hey, there's drugs, I'm going to confiscate them, and they take them and they resell them. I don't even know why they did that to that girl. She's being a yo-yo, maybe. I don't understand that shit, but power trip, man. But, I can tell you, man, there's no longer, you want to know what organized crime family is? It's, they wear a uniform. It's not just that they're unrelated. A lot of times they're related. They're related. Or they know each other from kids all the way back. They know from high school and shit. Oh, yeah, we grew up together. You know that? And, it's a shame, man, because I don't, it's just how it is, man. It's worse than you think. Worse than you think. One thing that aggravates the crap out of me about Florida, though, is this. You got a bunch of these decrepit old people coming down here that are here to play golf and act like they're somebody special, right? And they want to ignore everything. They just involved in their own little world. They ignore everything. The best people in Florida are the ones that have been living here for generations. There's not too many of those left. I'm a guy that came in here from the outside. As you can tell, I'm from New Jersey. But I didn't come down here to be some jet-setter idiot playing golf. I wanted to get away from the communist corruption. But, I noticed the more people coming down from the area I came from, and I avoided South Jersey, South Florida, because that's where all the people from up north generally go, South Florida on the coast, right? Or either the left coast or the right coast of Florida. And I went up to North Central, where I figured it's more Dixieland, where it's still getting screwed up over here. And I'm like, the hell with this garbage, man. But, these people are so young that are cops, and they're so conditioned and told so much bullshit that they don't even think right. They don't even use any common sense half the time. They shoot first and ask questions later. So I don't feel safe around them, to tell you the truth. Not at all. Not at all, man. If I could see something like this and I know, this chick doesn't have a gun on her or something, or maybe she's got a gun, she don't know how to use it because her fingernails are too long and she don't want to mess up her nail polish, then I feel okay, That's the kind of cops we need, like this. I'll be talking to these cops anytime they want, but that's about it, So anyway, over and out. Just want to tell you about, I'm trying to put it out here in not such a horrible manner that YouTube's going to go, this video is so horrible. Because I don't even know what the parameters are anymore, for crying out loud. Their parameters have gotten beyond crazy, and, I feel like I've been stopping doing a lot of stuff I used to do a couple years ago for that reason. So, I don't know what the hell you want, tell you about the 10 biggest fails. What kind of garbage is this? I'm telling you about reality here. Reality. What's on TV is garbage. Most of the time, cops don't even know what the hell they're doing, man. They lose evidence, they screw up evidence, they fabricate evidence. It's ridiculous, man. It isn't like, what is that? Some of these shows where they show everything, they got everything all figured out. They don't have nothing figured out. They're not a lie. They do. They lie a lot too, man. They really do. These are Russian cops, by the way. Now, I'm not a fan of Russian cops, but I'd be a fan of these Russian cops, that's for sure. But, that's the thing. That's the thing. I tell you what's scary, though. Scary is like you got the whole families involved in this shit. You think about the Godfather families and, what was that other thing on the movies? The Goodfellas. Remember that movie? I didn't even watch that whole thing. I'm not too familiar with these movies and shit. I've been watching a lot of clips on YouTube lately with The Sopranos, and it was kind of like, actually, the one scene I liked was when they're out there in the pine barrens, man. It was kind of freaking wild, going after the Russian guy. I was like, wow, that's freaking, I don't know, I find that kind of humorous. They're stuck in the snow and stuff. But, I was looking at that, and I says, they really made it look like the police and the FBI are so squeaky clean. I was like, God, that's weird. But that's how they're conditioning people. People watch that TV show, very popular, and they're saying, oh, this is how it is. And they also make it look like these people in the mafia make all this money. No. Like I saw remarks that they said the cops weren't making much money. They had to have side jobs. Cops, even in the small towns in New Jersey, are making six figures. They're making way more money than a freaking average person is. And to be quite honest, you might sound like this is harsh, but you look statistically, two jobs you would think that are not that dangerous, bartender and a garbage man, are statistically more dangerous than being a police officer. That's a fact. So, people are a little bit, well, you know what it is? It's called control. And, maybe that's why YouTube might not like this video, because, the whole game with everything is conditioning people so they're compliant little slaves. I'm telling you the truth of what's going on here. We don't need all this stuff. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. There's actually so much corruption in law enforcement. You can't fix it. You got to defund it. People have an inherent right to protect themselves and their families, and that's the way it's got to go back to. You know, like in New Jersey, you don't have an inherent right to protect any of your property. I mean, guy comes in your house and tries to kill you, and you hurt him, they'll sue you. That's how screwed it up it is over there. But, you know, Florida's not like that. But, you know, it could be, though. You never know. You never know. Certain circumstances, it could be. But, you know, that's the thing. People are, you got to really not rely on the police. You got to rely on yourself, your own intuition, your own, you know, security systems, security cameras, and stuff like that. And, you know, have a weapon and use it for defensive purposes only. You know, that's what it is. You're going to put your whole faith and life and credit into police. I mean, this kind of police, you know, her, I would for sure, the blonde one. But, you know, I mean, talking, you know, that's because she's hot. But I'm talking about, like, you know, if you're going to actually do this on principle, forget it. You're going to lose out. That's what's going on with the American society today. Everybody wants to be protected. So things have gotten extremely out of hand. And the bigger the city, the worse it is. The more populated the area, the worse it is. Like Florida, you notice recently, they became the third most populous state. Not the third most densely populated state, but the third most populous state. And, you know, that's another reason I'm thinking about getting the hell out of here, man. You know, go out where it's less densely populated, because the trends are there where this place is going to go to, like, California, you know, down the tubes. But just to let you know, there's a lot more junk going on than you think. It's not just some of the videos you see on YouTube. It's like it's indelibly right there, even as official policy. Get out of jail cards, for crying out loud. NYPD, New Jersey, paying off victims, and then covering up what the cops did. Families, all involved in the same law enforcement racket, or government, city councilman, or whatever the hell it is, racket. See what I mean? That's mafia right there, for crying out loud, but they won't label it that way. That's what it is. Mafia is just a stupid word, for crying out loud, but you know what I mean. The financial incentives are much bigger to be a crooked cop than it is, or a crooked district attorney, prosecutor, judge, or whatever the hell it is, or mayor, councilman, or whatever, than it is to be regular crook. When you work for the government and you're crook, you get away with a lot of crap. That's how it is, and that's what's going on in New Jersey and New York, especially. But it's also going on in California, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, you name it, man, all over the damn place. Screwed up, and the less we fund this stuff, the better. That's the answer. But every time something's put to a vote, oh, do you want more police protection? Oh, yeah, it's good. Ugh, stupid. Anyway, over now.